Let's have a look at this A-level biology question. So we're being told about neonatal diabetes, which is diabetes that affects newborn children. We're told that it's caused by a change in the amino acid sequence of insulin, and that this change will prevent insulin from binding to its receptors. Explain why for 2 marks. These kind of questions come up a lot in biology because they're getting you to think about protein and protein structure. So first thing to note, they've told us that the amino acid sequence of insulin has changed. Remember, that's the primary structure of the protein. So the primary structure has changed. What is that going to lead to? Well, the first thing to say, if the order of amino acids has changed, then the tertiary structure will change. And I'm going to underline the word tertiary because you won't get the mark without it. The reason that's the case is if you change the order of the amino acids in the protein, then all of the bonds that hold the tertiary structure together will not form in the correct places. So you'll end up with hydrogen, ionic and disulfide bonds forming in different places, which will give the protein, or the insulin in this case, a different tertiary structure. So that's marking point 1. But let's consider the rest of the question. It says, why will it prevent insulin from binding to its receptor? Well, if you change the tertiary structure of the insulin hormone, it will no longer be complementary to its receptor. And again, I'm going to underline the word complementary because without that term, you are not going to get the mark. When we use complementary in biology, we just mean that the shapes fit together, almost like a lock and a key or a hand and a glove. So if it's a different tertiary structure, it would no longer be complementary to its receptor, which is explaining why it cannot bind to its receptor and why that child will have diabetes. One thing to note on this question, do not mention active sites. That's a mistake that a lot of students make. Insulin is a hormone and it binds to a receptor. We do not have an enzyme, okay? It does not have an active site. A lot of students just kind of assume that because we're talking about tertiary structure and being complementary, that they should throw the term active site in there, but only use active site if you are talking about the enzyme. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the link in the description below to join my biology course.